Give me one breakout player for this upcoming season not named Brandon Aiyuk.
Yeah, and the reason I put that in there is because I feel like everybody right now thinks Brandon Ayuk's about to break out. Like that's the big hot topic, right? So who else can break out or who's poised to break out? And the player that I think is poised to break out is Trey Sermon. And the reason that I say that is I believe that he was brought in to play with Trey Lance. And this is something that I think we've both said multiple times throughout the course of the last year. But I think proof of that is Trey Sermon, the only real time he played with Trey Lance was the second half versus Seattle. Remember when Jaquez Patrick was on this team? Remember that name?
Yeah.
Okay. That was the only other option. So Trey Sermon had to play that game. And as soon as Trey Lance came into that game, he was explosive. He was breaking off big runs. I think his first run was like 18 yards or something up the middle with Trey Lance. And so looking at that game he had 19 carries for 89 yards, 4.7 yards per carry. I know it's a small sample size, but that is his only real time playing with the future quarterback. And unlike Debo, one thing you are seeing from Trey Sermon over and over and over is his workout regimen this offseason. You can tell he's working hard. He actually does look slimmer than what he did last year. And I just think that Trey Sermon is poised to break out this year. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to be the number one back necessarily. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I think that by the time this season is over, we're going to look at Trey Sermon and say, hey, we got ourselves a pretty good running back here. Even though we want to go running back by committee, I think Trey Sermon is basically a lock for like 700 yards this season. That's where I'm going to go with that. I think Trey Sermon gets at least 700 yards this season and plays very, very well.
Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting. I have a different player. I like yours. I'm gonna go with Trey fucking Lance. How about that?
At least it's a Trey.
Sermon, good player. I'm gonna go with Trey Lance. The way I look at it is that people are really kind of clutching their pearls on Lance because the Niners haven't given him that vote of confidence. He hasn't played in a couple of years. He's come from North Dakota State. A lot of people don't think he's good. I've seen what I need to see from Trey Lance. He may not be Aaron Rodgers. He may not be Russell Wilson, but I fucking guarantee he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. And what's going to happen to this offense is it may not be better on third down. It may or may not be. Who gives a fuck about third down? What I care about is the explosiveness, the big plays.
You not need third downs.
Nah. What's going to happen to this offense is big plays. And it's not just going to be one a game. It's going to be 2, 3 a game. It's going to be the most explosive offense in the league. Now, if this offensive line is trash and Trey Lance gets hurt, the whole thing will fall apart. And that's why I'm a little concerned. But the Bengals just went to the Super Bowl, giving up the most sacks in the league. And the Niners have someone just like Jamar Chase, at least in the screen game. So I think Trey Lance is going to make this offense super explosive. People are kind of underselling how good he's going to be. And the impact he's going to have, the effect he's going to have on this offense is going to be similar to what Matthew Stafford had on the Rams.
I love that. And I think that there's no way this offensive line, even if it's not that great, is worse than that offensive line that Cincinnati had last year. There's no way. Not with Trent Williams and Mack. I can't see this line being that bad. They're for sure better and way better at one spot and certainly better in the middle. So at the very least, they will be better than that offensive line. That offensive line was really, really bad.
I mean, look, it's bad having a bad offensive line. Burrow got his knee blown out 2 years ago. Last year, he led the league in sacks. And you can't keep doing that. Look at what happened to Andrew Luck. And to the Bengals' credit, they really did add some pieces to their offensive line this year. That being said, they were right to take Jamar Chase over Penei Sewell. Playmakers are more important than blockers. Offense is more important than defense.
Well, I'll also say this. They drop back and pass a hell of a lot more than the 49ers will. The 49ers aren't going to drop back and throw it 40 times really in any game unless something's gone horribly wrong. So they are going to be in that 22 to 27 range every single game, to where the Bengals will get up into that mid-30s, low 40s range. And so when you drop back that much, you're more susceptible to get sacked. You just are.
For sure. Sacramento Mike says we have question marks at starting right tackle, left guard, defensive tackle, defensive end, safety. nickel and corner. I think he meant nickel corner. That's a shitload, but we got 9 draft picks and Jim. I think we trade Jim at the draft for more picks and fill those positions.
I don't think Jimmy's getting traded. I don't. Carolina's bidding against themselves.
There's no market for Jimmy Garoppolo. Let me just tell you that. It's not going to happen. But yeah, they do have hella needs, and they do have hella starting positions they need to fill. And I don't think they can do it all in the draft.